Yeah, Earl, I'm gonna eat her pussy. Do you even know how to eat pussy?
Do you know how to eat? I don't even have to say it. I am so excited to show you guys these videos, man. It warms my heart because this is something that I'm very passionate about. And I want you guys to know that we're making a difference. We're making a huge difference, and we have to continue to keep the pressure on. The left, they messed up. Their plan may have won them the battle short-termly, as we can see, but the metaphorically for YouTube guys, the war versus good versus evil, they're losing it. As long as we continue to keep the pressure on and stop them in their tracks and expose them. This is how I know that people like yourself that support commentators and our work and continue to put this stuff in the forefront that we will not see in liberal media or on their social media pages. They're not going to get their influencers to push it. So it's important that we keep doing what we're doing. It's passionate to me because I'm a parent. And I know many of you guys watching are parents or grandparents or guardians that just knows this is wrong when it comes to the things with our kids. See, the left, they messed up. When they did their forced lockdowns with the Wuhan and they started trying to force everybody to get that soy sauce in their arm, parents had the time to step back because nobody could go to work. And they got to see all the different things that were being pushed in the school system on the kids, along with all the other crazy rhetoric that's going on in our society, the criminality that's going on within these regime parties. So this is an amazing thing to see. I can't wait to show you guys the video. But the video I'm going to show you is actually out of Oklahoma. It's in Stillwater, Oklahoma. It's actually 2 months old, but the video started going viral again because some of the parents and how they expose the atrocities, the explicit, sexually explicit books and different things that are in the school that are accessible to children.
Parents say their children have access to explicit books about sexuality, race, and sex, and this makes some of them worried how this content can impact their kids' development.
So you guys probably are aware that TPS and Mustang schools are going through some accreditation problems via HB 1775. You guys are going to have the same issue if you don't clean it up.
Stillwater Public Schools says a library media specialist decides which books are on display.
I could walk into the high school right now and pick out books written by straight men that have depictions of sex, that have, can I say penis? There's no children in here, right? Have giant penises in the pages.
Parents who don't want their children to access certain books are encouraged to talk to their school, and the school will then work to honor that request.
I just feel that there's no need for this in our libraries.
Moms and dads can also submit a form asking the district to review the material. But SPS says they haven't received any lately.
It shouldn't take a form. If I send an email to a man who's in charge of protecting the innocence of our children, and the response is fill out a form, I would consider that a millstone offense.
Now, I know many people that say that this stuff is not going on in schools. You right-wingers, you conspiracy theorists, you guys are just blowing this out of proportion. Yeah. I have one that I used to call Mr. Deacon. And I actually did an interview a while back right here, which is above my head, with a chapter that's right here in my county, Pinellas, Moms for Liberty. So shout out to Moms for Liberty here in Pinellas County, where they found a bunch of books on CRT and the LGBTQP plus bestiality type of material in our schools in an elementary school. And it will shock you. It will blow your mind. But there's one particular guy that I want to specify and hone in on. He's the guy that had the green shirt with the #1 dad on the shirt. And like many of the parents, which I understand their outrage and frustration and why their emotions are heightened and how they express it to the school board members. But I like the way that he did this, right? There's been many viral videos of different parents that have made outstanding points in this great fight against good versus evil. But I love the way that this guy did it. And he did it very simply from just reading out of the book, which when I show you guys this, you're going to see that the board members, which some mostly are female, they're going to be uncomfortable with what he's reading. And I thought, What a great way to exposing and getting these ridiculous people that think that this is okay in the school board or in our schools for our kids to show the hypocrisy, to show the uncomfortability of them hearing the words coming from an adult actually reading the book, which will back our claims in our argument of why we don't need this kind of stuff in our schools.
Have books after book after book after book. This is at the junior high. This book contains sexually explicit assault and battery. I hesitate to read it. I don't feel comfortable reading it to adults. 13-year-olds can check this book out. And you guys have bought it for them and provided it for them. And it needs to be corrected ASAP. Are you going to eat her pussy? Yeah, Earl, I'm going to eat her pussy. Do you even know how to eat pussy? No, not really. Papa Gaines never sat you down and said, son, one day you're going to have to eat the pussy. No, but he taught me how to eat a butthole. Yep, I would teach you some pussy eating technique, but it's a little complicated. Son, I don't have time for that. I got 20 pussies over here I need to eat. Is that right? I'm on a pussy deadline. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There are 79 fucks in this book.
Do you know how to eat? I don't even have to say it. If that made you uncomfortable just to hear it, then maybe you should join into the fight, because this stuff is wrong. There's no need for not even a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, or anyone else that are still in school learning basic arithmetic. Most of these kids can't even read, write, and do math at the grade level that they're supposed to. But somehow this type of literature and material is accessible to them. We already know that we have problems with sexually transmitted diseases. We already know that we have problems with teen pregnancies. Right now, we have an outrage of people that are going around with the lie that somehow women don't have their rights anymore, that they took away their abortion rights and their healthcare options, which is not the truth. If you live a certain righteous way with certain values and principles, then you won't be caught up into these things. But having material like this does not help when we come to just abortions. Reading sexually explicit things in literature, in a book, how is that any different than you going and looking up something on the website for pornography? It doesn't. This is why we have labels that say parental advisory. This is why when you go watch a movie, it says PG-13 or mature. There's a reason why we have those stamps and things there. But for some reason, these people like to slip this stuff through into our schools to try to reach the children. It's grooming 101, and it's wrong. I don't care who you are and what your argument is. It's not necessary to have this type of stuff in school. And it's funny to me that the left is always saying, oh, we're trying to ban books and silence people and take their rights, when it's the complete opposite. It's so false and such a lie. We know who the fascists are in this country. We know who's censoring people, and we know who's trying to take away people's rights and ban them from being able to say things. There's a reason why they censor and throttle content like mine, because they don't want you to get the truth. But I'm not going to beat a dead horse on this. I want to get y'all's thoughts. Put it in the comments. I do read them, and I try to answer as much as I can. The comment sections have gone crazy now. But if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I put out a video. And everybody else that's been supporting me, thank you for the super thanks. Thank you, Charles, for donating directly to me through my PayPal. I really appreciate that. I want to give you a shout out for that. But you guys know my voice would not be elevated to where it is today if it wasn't for you commenting, and sharing. In the words of Larry Elder, we have a country to save. It's your boy, Craig Long, 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.